All right, a tour of the sleeping car passenger area, as promised. So, Metropolitan Lounge is what it goes by. When you go in, there's a desk right there, and generally, I just walk by this time, but you're not supposed to do that. They do check and verify that you're supposed to be in there, etc. There's art on the walls. That's the first deck, and if you go up these steps, which is usually what I do whenever I'm waiting in the first class lounge, you go up here and you see a beautiful portrait of the largest passenger steam engine to ever have rolled the wheels of the rails. And then this is the side areas back behind that. Nice Pennsylvania Railroad sign up there. And then another one of the classic Streamliner era engines. And then one of the modern shots of, I don't know, a conductor giving a kid a stuffy train or something like that, a plushy train. And then going back down the steps, that's the door that I came in initially. There's a little snack bar to the side of that. Then there's an area over here where you can work. There's plugs, etc. And windows that show you out into the Great Hall. But then you flip back around. There's some more of the workspace area if you want to work over there. And then some more waiting areas, etc. So a lot of chairs, a lot of spaces, a lot of cubby spaces to break out into to be able to do things like work or whatever. Then I headed out into the wilds of Chicago after that little tour. And in doing so, I am able to provide you with a bit more of a view of the Great Hall. As you can see, absolutely magnificent. It is one of the great pieces of architecture of this era of America, which in my not humble opinion was probably the era when America was, you know, kind of at its penultimate as far as architecture and infrastructure and those types of things. We had more choices, more capabilities at that era of time when this was like the peak. Basically, that was between about 1900 and 1950. Today, with interstates and such, we actually have lower throughput capacities and the inability to move people at a price-conscious level throughout the country. We're doing much worse, but that's where we are. Anyway, walking out of the Great Hall, there's several grand staircases in and out of the Great Hall. And this is one of them, which I decided to go up and out of. And if you notice to the right was the window of where the first class lounge was. So we're now walking up over where the first class lounge is. Once we get up here, this is the exit to Canal Street, as you can see from the sign above the doors. All these things pretty obvious. And there's that big, great steam engine right over there.
Same as
that I was talking about when we were walking around getting a tour of the first class lounge. And this is walking out into the streets of Chicago. All right, so when you go out, it's kind of weird. So there's the door to the Metropolitan Lounge, which you can't go back in if you come out of. Across the street is actually the entrance to the train station, oddly enough, even though the big train station is to my right, and then across the street is the transit center. So Union Station Transit Center, as you can see right there. And I take a little stroll over there, and there you can see what I thought was the main entrance to the Union Station, but that's not the case. It's the traditional main entrance to the Union Station. It's no longer the main entrance to the Union Station.
Hey, Adrian here. Made it to Chicago in one piece. 4 minutes early on the Empire Builder, so that's not that abnormal on the Empire Builder. It's a pretty good train in that regard. Here I am at Union Station, as you can see, and in front of Union Station is the transit center behind me. A bunch of buses and stuff coming in here, and of course the landmark, whatever they call it these days, I don't know, Sears Tower or something like that. Yeah, so that's all over there. The main entrance, however, of the station right here is closed. I'm not entirely surprised. There's barely anybody on the streets right now either. But then of course it's Sunday, so you know, America becomes a sleepy place on Sunday, and downtowns aren't usually the place to be. But this is Chicago, so it's kind of surprising. So I'm gonna head back inside out of the cold. It is a little cold, not that cold. But I'm gonna head back inside and go hang out in the Metropolitan Lounge until it is time for my train to depart, because I can get food and such in there. So I'm gonna go snack a bit.
All right, so that is actually the entrance, the main entrance to the Amtrak train station. So I'm going to walk across here and try not to get hit by a Chicagoan. And I do a good job and make it across the street without any problem. As you can see, there's this like kind of it's not really the nicest entrance. I don't know how to put it without getting super derogatory because it kind of perturbs me. But the minute you walk in, it starts to get pretty nice. You know, there's Union Station. There's big fancy Union Station emblem here on the whatever that is. And then you get down here into the station quickly, and then you just start making a streak for the part that goes under the road back to the main grand hall of the station. And that's where I'm going right now. This is going back under the street. So I don't know. I'm just kind of perplexed as to why they have the entrance to the station over there. It seems trashy, in my opinion. I'm not real hyped about that. Let the grand hall with the grand staircases have the grand entrance, in my opinion.
Just go in there and drop your
So it just lets me back in to get my bike. A little bit of verification because I had the ticket and maybe he even remembered me. I don't know. But like I said before, loosey goosey security. I get the bike, hands me my check, get my baggage check for the bike, and then I head down the ramp, cut left, and mind you, I'm actually behind everybody else that went to board the train already.
How do I get to track 24?
And this might seem like I interrupted her.
You're actually going to be on track 26, sir.
Oh, that's it.
Down, out those doors to your right.
Thank you. Thank you for the differentiation.
And I did interrupt her to a degree because she was talking and nobody was guiding me toward wherever the train was. And as she did do, she corrected which train track it's on, which I needed to know because I needed to go to that track. I was going to go to a different platform. I would have been at the wrong train. So there's the crew chilling.
Take that down to the back car. All the in front. Yeah.
And this is where, again, it gets a little confusing with the bike. I'm told to wait. And then he scans my ticket.
next car down, and just leave your bike there, and I'll come get
Note
it.
he says,
Just one car down?
Yeah, next car.
leave my bike at the next car. I'm hesitant about that, as you can see here.
Okay, when you go in, you'll be number 5. You'll go to your right up the steps to the right.
Okay.
You'll store your bike down there.
Yeah, he was just saying, I guess, drop it here and he'll put it on.
Red Cab might be able to help you out with
And now here, the car attendant, who's awesome by the way, told me to go down to the next car with it.
You want me to wait with the bike or is it cool?
Yeah, just to be on the safe
All right.
So see, then he gets me to wait with the bike, even though he told me to go down a car with the bike.
Walk the bike right to the
So see, there's all that differing messaging. There goes the red cab. He just told me to check with the red cab. Red cab just drove by me, didn't even talk to me. And now I'm waiting for someone to come and interact with the bike. So,
He said roll it one more.
and he confirmed. I just stayed friendly about it. Everything worked out fine
Yeah.
You go to your right up
for this part of the trip.
And you said this is the one you want me in 5? All right.
Confirming the room. You got to confirm stuff when you're riding the train. Just kind of confirm as you go. Stay chill, stay jovial, and everything's going to be all right. But you do got to keep track of your stuff, or you will very likely end up without something when you get to your destination. So just heads up whenever you're traveling. And really, I mean, you need to do this kind of with everything these days. It seems like, for whatever reason, maybe it's a pandemic or something, people have kind of lost the tracking a bit. But anyway, off to Pittsburgh.